Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. I have a really fun, happy, very creative video. Tori's in here. She's taking a nap. She's literally just laying on my bed with a tortilla blanket. So today I thought we would do a very chill video. I want to kind of do a new series on my channel. The best name that I came up with for it is digital designs. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of not very creative. So if you have any ideas, leave them in the comments below. But we are essentially going to be designing my college room digitally. So basically I'm going to be living in a house. I get this little room that I can paint and decorate and stuff like that, but it obviously is going to be on a budget because I'm a college student. But yeah, so today we're basically going to go through all of my creative ideas. I'm going to show you guys my mood board as well, and we're going to be using SketchUp to put in all the different elements and decorate, and it's going to be really fun. And I think in future episodes of this we could I could do some sort of layout of a house and we can go through and you guys can help me choose different aesthetics. We can knock down different walls and decorate, go room by room. I don't know, I think it'd be really fun though. But yeah, if you're new, make sure that you subscribe for new home DIY and lifestyle videos every single week, just like this one. I posted a new video every single week and I'd love to have you give this video a thumbs up if you're excited for this series. And like I said, leave me some series recommendations, series names, down in the comments below. Yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on this design and we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so now I am in SketchUp and I essentially built a model of my room. If you are curious, it's a pretty small room. I believe it's 10.5 by 9.5 feet, and I'll give you a little room tour so far. So basically this is the door that you walk in through, and then you kind of turn the corner here and there's an empty space here, which is probably where the bed is gonna go. I can't think of any other place to put it. And then to your left, I have this little closet area, and then this door goes into the half bath. So it's a pretty small room. It's pretty basic. The nice thing is that I don't need to worry about hauling up a bunch of furniture or anything like that. The biggest thing is probably going to be my bed or the desk. So that'll be nice. And really quickly, before we get into any designing or anything, I want to show you guys my mood board. So I basically made this through Milanote. It's free. You can expect a bunch of free different apps and stuff recommendations from me because I'm a college student. And this is basically what I came up with. So I think the main goal is a neutral, boho, light and airy. Since it is such a small room, I want everything to be super light and very airy feeling, just to make the room feel more spacious and homey. Yeah, so if you look around, I just have some basic ideas here. I have my desk that I DIY'd that I'll have linked down below and also in the iCards for you guys to check out. I made that video last week and it turned out really good. Yeah, so a lot of this stuff I already have or I'm going to make, and then just plants and stuff, and just, these are sort of the vibes that I'm going for. So now that we kind of have our aesthetic in mind, we're gonna start adding in the bigger pieces of furniture, and then we'll move on to wall color. I did write down all of my dimensions for all the different furniture and stuff that I plan on bringing in, so I'm going to do that off camera, and then I'll come back to you guys in a little bit. We'll choose a paint color, we'll start putting things on the walls, and I'll break down my ideas for you, and we'll just go from there. We'll get into the fun stuff of decorating and just putting the whole color scheme and aesthetic together. Okay, so now we have our little room laid out with all the basic furniture. So I have my bed here. I'm planning on bringing my actual bed, the one literally right next to me, but another option was bringing a single bed because I wasn't sure how much space there was gonna be, but I measured out this little space here and it's actually just a teeny tiny bit over 3 feet, which I think is actually gonna be a pretty good size. And then I have my end table. You guys saw me make that storage cabinet, and then I also made this end table as well. And then this is the desk that I DIY'd. Roughly, it looks pretty similar to it. And this I do not yet have. So this little bookshelf over here in between the closet and the half bath, I do not have this. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it. We do plan on doing a bunch of garage sailing this summer, so I'm hoping that I can find something that's just like 8 inches deep or something like that, and it will fit nicely in between there, and then I can store things on there. I plan on bringing my Cricut up with me, and my Cricut is green, so it matches the aesthetic nicely, and books and other just stuff that I want to put in there. So now we're going to start talking about paint color. I am kind of nervous to do this technique, but I think it's gonna be really fun. So back over here on my mood board, I love this. Like a two-toned room I feel like would be so nice and very unique, and it would add a little bit of color all around the room. So the only thing is I'm not quite sure how high I want it to go. That's part of the reason why I decided to put in furniture first. That way I could get an idea of how everything is gonna look in relation and scale to all of my pieces. So I'm literally going to take this measuring tool down here. This measuring tool is your best friend, and let's see, so that right there is like 5 feet. I don't think I want it that tall. What about like, what does 4 feet look like? And I am measuring from the top of the baseboard just because I want to make sure that it's hard to explain. You don't want like your measurement to be off the wall. That's just kind of how SketchUp works. I honestly think 4 feet looks really good. So I'm going to put in that measurement line all around the room, and the great thing with SketchUp is that you can go right over those measurement lines. All right, and now we're basically going to connect all the lines. Okay, we're going to connect those lines there, this little spot in the corner, and this big one over the bed, and then this last little corner. Okay, so now it's time to select our paint color. The only downside, well, there's a couple downsides to this free version of SketchUp. First of all, it is a little bit slow. It can't handle like a lot of like a bunch of stuff from like 3D warehouse and stuff like input into it. It just like slows down a lot. And another thing is you don't really have a huge selection of color. So I'm gonna go into our paint colors here and try to find something similar to this color right here. So I'm gonna see what I can do. Okay, so I think this is the best match I'm gonna get. I'm not gonna have actual tile on my wall, but this is like the closest color match that I think is gonna give me like a really solid idea of what it's gonna look like. So I'm just gonna put that all around. Okay, I think that actually looks pretty good. I think it's a little bit darker than obviously this color here, but I think it's gonna give me a good idea of how everything is going to come together. Up next, I want to talk about this wall right here above my bed. So on my mood board here, I do have this photo screenshotted. I really liked the idea of having frames, but almost looking like they were hanging from like the top of the wall or like the edge of the ceiling. So I think that would be really cool to incorporate. First, I'm going to place my frames. I think I want to do square and just kind of have like little pictures of like watercolor botanicals in them. I've made them before, so I'm not too nervous about making some more at some point. I know I want one kind of like overlapping the line. Okay, so we'll go with that one for now. And then another tool that I really love in SketchUp is this like inset tool, or offset is actually what it's called. And you just tap in the middle of your shape and you put in your like how thick you want the border to be. It's like kind of an outline, and we'll do 3 inches on these. I think that would look really nice and sleek. And just so we get an idea of like the color scheme, I'm just gonna put a couple different shades of green in these, but this right here is kind of gonna be like the vibe I'm going for. So I think I want to paint some of these and just kind of have some different prints. Maybe I'll do like a wooden frame too. You never know. For now, I'm gonna keep them white. And then before we move on to that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna extend these lines up to the ceiling, and I'll show you why that's gonna be important in a second here. Okay, so we have all of these extended, and now we're going to find the middle point up at the top, and we're going to connect it down to the corners of the frame. And that's gonna give me that look of the twine, kind of like they're hanging from the ceiling. So now that we have everything colored in, we're gonna lastly add a little bit of dimension to these guys. So I'm just going to grab our little 3D push-pull tool, and I'm just gonna pull out the frames a little bit. I'm not gonna measure or anything. I'm just gonna kind of wing it. And then we're just going to grab our strings here and just pull them off the wall a little bit. Alright, so that's what our frames are looking like. I think they look really good. I think it's just gonna add some nice dimension. I think these little strings are just gonna make it look really cool. So I'm excited for that. And I'm not quite sure what I want to do over this here. I feel like I'm just gonna end up adding a couple frames. But I think I want to do like some DIY sort of frames, just like, I don't know, things that can hold pictures. I don't really have that much wall space. For now, I'll just kind of make a couple frames and we'll call it good. And then, like I said, I'll just pull them off the wall a little bit. And there we go. So that's just a placeholder for things. And now we're gonna move over to above the desk. If you guys have been watching my videos for a little while, you'll know that I have like a photo collage that I got off of Amazon above my desk, and I love that. I don't want to spend any money on this. I have a bunch of string and stuff, so I have kind of a rough idea of what I want to do, but for now I'm just gonna make something on the wall essentially, just so I can get an idea of what it's gonna look like and just to kind of fill up the space a little bit. So I'm going to find the midpoint of this here. It's gonna go all the way down. And my idea is to take some sort of like, sounds kind of odd, but to take some sort of stick and kind of hang some twine from it and attach pictures to it with like little clothespins or something like that. We'll find out once I like actually move in. But for now I'll just kind of put like a little rectangle and we'll color it like and we'll just use this to color it right now. It's not an exact science. And then we're gonna find the midpoint and make our little strings, and I'm just going to make a bunch of them because I don't know, I really like having the photo collage on my wall for some reason. It's just really like fun to switch out the pictures and stuff every once in a while. So something like this, and then there's going to be a bunch of pictures and things hanging from it. So I'm just roughly gonna make a bunch of little rectangles. And this honestly just all comes down to personal preference. I love a bunch of pictures all around my room, especially if I'm gonna be up at college. I'm not gonna be able to see like family and friends and stuff that often. So I think having a bunch of pictures and things will be really nice, and I love it in my room right now. So, and then I'm just gonna go through and erase all the little lines that are in between everything. And then I'm gonna go into all of my colors here and randomly just put like different colors all over, because obviously I can't put in my own pictures. So we're just gonna make a few of them are gonna be white, yellow, just kind of mix it up a little bit. But I'll keep it mostly neutral and mostly pastels, that way it's not like super crazy. And then lastly, to finish off this little wall piece, I'm just gonna pull out this little stick that we made and just pull it off the wall a little bit. And obviously these are gonna be a little bit more 3D in person, but that's kind of what I'm envisioning roughly, and I think it's gonna look really good. And lastly, before we get into final touches and like styling and stuff like that, we're going to make sort of a DIY headboard. Of course, I'm not gonna make that right now, but we have like some paneling down in our basement left over from, I think, like my brother's room or something like that, and it's super thin, and my idea is to sand it down and paint it white and sort of make it the length of my bed, and then maybe use like command strips or something to attach it to the wall. So the main thing that I'm seeing right here is that my bed is overlapping the window, but I don't have exact measurements of where the window is. I just know that there's 2 windows in this room, and this is roughly where they are, but we're just gonna work with it. So I am going to make it, I'm just gonna, for the sake of simplicity, I'm just gonna make a little rectangle on the bed and pull it upwards. Let's see, I don't know if it's gonna run into, oh, perfect. So I think I want to do like 2.5 feet. This is definitely probably gonna change. Okay, 2 feet looks too high. 2.5 feet looks too high here. So maybe let's try 2 feet. Okay, right here 2 feet looks good. And then it is like a paneling, so it's gonna kind of look like white shiplap essentially. So I'm essentially just gonna find the midpoint a few times on here and boom. DIY headboard. I just think I wanted something here, but I didn't want to like put anything on the wall because negative space works nicely. I want to be a little bit more minimal for this part of the room, especially just because there's going to be a lot going on. I'm going to have pillows on here and stuff like that. So yeah, this is roughly how the walls and everything are going to look in here. I am going to put some final touches in here. I'm going to add some things from the 3D warehouse. If you don't know what SketchUp is, or you haven't worked with SketchUp, 3D warehouse is basically all like little furniture furniture things and stuff that you can download and put in the room. So I'm gonna put like a few plants and stuff. I'm gonna see what I can do with pillows and a rug and just stuff like that that are gonna just make the room feel nice and homey and cohesive. So I'm gonna work on that, and then I'll give you guys a full digital tour of what this room is going to look like. The room is all styled up. I kept it very minimal because SketchUp is starting to slow down a little bit, but another reason is a lot of the stuff I couldn't specifically find as well. So this is what I did with the bed. Again, not exactly what I'm going for, but these were the best options I had. I want to do some really textured pillows. That'll probably be a DIY, or at least a partial DIY. And then I'm also going to be looking for a lamp. I love my lamp. If you follow me on Instagram, I think I have an obsession with my lamp and just like nighttime in general with my lamp on. So that's gonna be super cute, and obviously there's gonna be curtains and stuff on the windows as well, so that at nighttime I can have like privacy and stuff and you can't like see in the window or anything like that. And then I added a little desk chair to my desk. I am currently looking for one of those. I've been looking through Facebook Marketplace, and also, like I said, we're going to be doing some garage sailing this year, so hopefully I can find something in between those places. Same with the lamp, but yeah, just really looking for like a cheap, nice option. And I do have a little tray that I made. It wasn't in a video. I think I made it not in a video. I have a little tray here and like a little succulent that I think I'm gonna end up putting right here, but like I said, I can't be super specific in SketchUp. Oh, and while we're over here, the rug, there are not very many options in SketchUp, so this was the best I could find. Again, this is something that I definitely plan on looking at Facebook Marketplace, or maybe even a garage sale. I'm not sure if anybody would sell a rug, but just something pretty basic and neutral that'll just keep the floor from like getting dirty, and obviously it just makes it more homey and, you know, with acoustics and stuff. Yeah, so that was the best option I could find. And then over here in the little shelf, I plan on having a bunch of little plants over here and like books and, like I said, my Cricut and stuff like that, and all these little shelves. That's gonna be styled up and super cute. And yeah, that's basically going to be my room. I'm super excited. Like I said, make sure that you stay tuned in a few months for the actual room makeover, where I like put this all together and just like give it some life. It's gonna be so fun to see all of this like come to fruition, and just like, I don't know, I think it's gonna be so fun. And obviously it's gonna be a bit cuter than this, but this is just really fun to get an idea of measurements and figure out, like I was saying, I was trying to figure out which bed I'm gonna bring with me and everything like that. And I think it's just gonna be really fun to see everything come together, and I think it's gonna be a really cute little room. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought of it and any other ideas you have for this series, and also the series name, because I have no idea. If you're new, make sure you subscribe for more videos like this. Give it a thumbs up if you really like it. It does help me to know what you guys enjoy seeing on my channel, so I really appreciate that. And yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week so far, and I cannot wait to see you super soon. Bye, you guys.